Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. We're digging into all your articles and notes today, looking for those really golden insights just for you.
That's right.
And today we're tackling something many see as, well, the holy grail for IELTS, getting that perfect band 9 in listening.
Yeah, the big one.
It seems daunting, but our sources suggest it's not impossible. It's actually pretty systematic if you know how. We're here to map that out.
Exactly. And look, our mission here isn't just repeating the same old advice you hear everywhere.
Right.
We're pulling out the precise, sometimes, counterintuitive strategies from the material, the things that really make the difference for a band 9.
So it's not just about having a good ear.
Not at all. It's about strategy. Smart tactics applied consistently, not about being some kind of language genius.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics, get our bearings. The test format itself.
Right.
It's about 30 minutes of listening, 4 sections, 40 questions. Simple enough on paper. Plus, that extra 10 minutes to transfer answers if you're doing the paper-based test, which is, well, pretty crucial.
Absolutely vital, yeah. Don't rush that part.
And the key thing our sources mention is that difficulty ramps up. Section 1 is usually easier. Section 4, much tougher.
It definitely tests your focus stamina. But what's really fascinating, especially for that band 9, is the whole accent thing.
Yes, the accents. British, Australian, Canadian, American.
Whoa.
Quite a mix.
It is. And the sources are clear. Band 9 isn't just about hearing different accents. It's about actively understanding the patterns.
How so?
Well, like how vowel sounds shift or the rhythm of speech. Top scorers almost map these differences in their heads. It's less about just listening to tons of stuff.
Right.
And more about listening with intent. Quality over just quantity, making that variety work for you, not against you.
Okay, so it's not just, oh, I understood the word. It's deeper than that.
Exactly. It's about the speed, too, and those subtle intonations you mentioned. A band 9 listener processes those quirks, the unique rhythms of each accent almost instantly.
Without getting overloaded.
Precisely. They've trained their ears to filter the noise and just grab the information. It's a skill.
So once our ears are tuned, what are we actually listening for? The sources list, 6 main question types?
Yeah, the puzzle types, as you called them. You've got multiple choice, then form, note, or table completion.
Sentence completion, short answer.
Map or diagram labeling, that's often a tricky one. And matching. It really covers a range of skills.
And the smart strategy here is knowing how to tackle each specific type.
Exactly. It's not one size fits all. Take maps, for example. The really smart strategy isn't just following directions. It's visualizing the route in your head as you hear it, like drawing a mental map.
Okay, I see.
And for multiple choice, you gotta listen for keywords, sure, but also spot the distractors immediately. Those wrong answers designed to sound plausible.
The distractors, they can be sneaky.
Very sneaky. So the advice is focused practice. Maybe 1 question type per day. Really dive deep into its quirks.
That makes sense. So maybe take a moment now, if you're listening, to think. Which of those types gives you the most trouble? Pinpointing that is key.
Definitely.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk active listening. Our sources suggest even high scorers can sometimes do pseudo-active listening. What's true active listening for band 9?
That's a great point. True active listening for band 9. It's about speed and anticipation. How fast can you shift your focus? Can you almost predict the answer before it's fully spoken?
Predict? How?
By constantly scanning for synonyms, paraphrasing. Because the test rarely uses the exact words from the question in the audio. It's about catching names, numbers, dates, directions, yes, but also how they're rephrased.
And the sources recommend official materials for this. Cambridge books.
Strongly recommend them. Or other authentic audio tests. They mimic the real test pressure and style accurately. You need that realism.
Got it. And there's a specific technique mentioned, listening to short clips.
Yes. This one's brilliant. Listen to a short audio clip, pause after every sentence.
Every single one.
Every single one. And then repeat out loud, ideally, exactly what you heard, word for word.
Sounds intense.
It is, but it trains your brain incredibly fast. You start catching details, intonation, precise words you normally miss. It's like a daily drill for your ears.
A processing speed booster.
Exactly. And honestly, it's not just an IELTS trick. It improves your overall English comprehension everywhere. You're basically upgrading your brain's language software.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift to something that trips up so many people. Precision, specifically spelling.
Oh, yes. The bane of many candidates.
It's so frustrating. You hear the answer, you know it, but then you spell it wrong and lose the mark.
It really is. Like your brain gets it, but your finger, they just do their own thing sometimes.
Yeah.
And the sources point out common ones, right? Like accommodation, 2 C's, 2 M's, or library instead of library.
Simple words easily missed under pressure.
Exactly. So how do Band 9 folks nail this? There's a daily drill for accuracy too. Simple, but effective.
Let's hear it.
Write down new words you hear. Spell them correctly 3 times. Then use each word in a new sentence you create yourself.
Repetition and context.
Precisely. Builds muscle memory for the spelling, reinforces the meaning. It turns that potential weakness into a reliable strength. Consistent accuracy.
Okay, those spelling details are clearly crucial. But what if we could kind of sidestep some pressure points? The sources talk a lot about prediction.
Ah, yes. The power of foresight. Using that 30 seconds or so before the audio starts.
To read the questions and anticipate answers.
You know, what really struck me in the research was just how effective this simple technique is. It's amazing how much time and mental energy it saves.
So how do you do it effectively? Just guess wildly.
Haha, no, not wildly. It's educated guessing. You think,
Yeah?
what kind of word is missing here? Is it a name, a number, a place, a verb?
Look for clues in the question.
Exactly. Synonyms, topic hints, like the example given. If the question says, the meeting is scheduled at 10, you just know the answer has to be a time.
Right, not a color or an animal.
Exactly. So prediction turns listening from this, like reactive scramble, into a proactive confirmation. You're listening for something specific. You're basically one step ahead of the audio.
That sounds like a total game changer.
It really can be.
Which leads nicely into handling pressure. Because prediction might help avoid that awful feeling when you think, oh no, I didn't understand that speaker. Panic sets in.
Yeah, that panic spiral is dangerous. You miss one, then you worry about missing it, and then you miss the next one too.
So what's the Band 9 advice here?
Resilience. Stay calm. It's okay if you miss one answer, seriously. Just let it go. Immediately refocus on the next question. Breathe.
Easier said than done sometimes.
It takes practice. But this is where all that ear training with diverse accents pays off massively. BBC Radio, Australian news, maybe some Canadian YouTubers for informal chat, podcasts like The English We Speak.
Building that auditory muscle.
Exactly. So no single accent or speed throws you off completely. You build confidence that you can understand, even if you miss a word here or there.
So it's about mental agility, too. Bouncing back quickly.
Spot on. Mental discipline. Don't let one slip derail the whole section.
Right. Okay, so let's pull this all together. What are the core, consistent practice habits for that Band 9 edge?
Well, the sources are quite clear. First, take timed practice tests. You need to simulate the pressure.
Makes sense.
But crucially, review your mistakes. Don't just see the score. Dig deep. Why did you get it wrong? Was it spelling? Did you mishear? Were you fooled by a distractor?
The mistake journal idea.
Exactly. Keep a journal. Track your errors, see the patterns, target your weaknesses relentlessly.
And consistency is key.
Absolutely non-negotiable. Practice every single day. Even 20 minutes is better than nothing. Keep the momentum going.
Use headphones, too, for realism.
Yes, definitely use headphones when you practice, just like in the real test. Mimic the conditions.
It sounds like building a really solid system, not just, hoping for the best.
That's exactly it. And connecting this to the bigger picture, the main insight from all the sources is this. Band 9 scorers aren't necessarily geniuses, right?
They are just highly strategic and incredibly consistent in applying these specific methods we've talked about.
So the question for you listening becomes, how can you weave these strategies into your daily routine? Not just know them, but actually do them day in, day out. That's the leap.
Thinking about it, getting that Band 9 isn't about this mythical perfection. It really does seem to boil down to smart strategy, regular focused practice, and keeping your cool when it matters, applying these distilled insights, turning theory into action.
Precisely. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. If Band 9 really does hinge on strategy and consistency, what's the one small daily habit you could start, maybe even today, that would make the biggest impact on your listening practice?
That's a good question.
And how might really mastering these ideas transform not just your score, but maybe your whole approach to learning English? Something to think about.